Welcome to the most efficient podcast on the internet. In this mind meld section, join me and a guest as we talk about learning and efficiency and other things as well. Now hit him with that. Let me get all my swearing out of the way now. Fuck, baby, fuck, fucking shit, fuck, cock, sucking, cock, fucking cunt. All right, I think we should be good.
All right, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the most efficient podcast on the internet. Today I have a...
Are you actually recording this time?
Yes, I'm actually recording this time. Today I have a host called Chris R.R. Bauso, my fellow co-worker, otherwise known as C. Bauso6998, otherwise known as Mr. Wizard Scroll. Go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know why you're here today.
Greetings, ladies and germs. It is I, the mystical, magical Chris R.R. Bauso, a.k.a. Nameless 5, and I'm here to shatter everything that my friend Efficient Solomon has taught you up to this point.
Why are you here to cause havoc? What's your reasoning?
I am here because, Saul, you and I, we make a great pair at work, you know. We always say, you're the right brain, I'm the left brain. We have a Venn diagram of knowledge that kind of overlaps, but not really, because you're kind of off to your own world, making binary and columns and stuff. And I'm over here just trying to make it as simple as possible.
I don't think you always try to make it so simple, but either way, in summary, in short, what's the topic for today's episode?
Efficiency isn't everything.
Okay. So you guys can see clearly how this completely contradicts the point of my objective of teaching everyone efficiency.
Right. So I'm here. Let's have a friendly little debate over whether or not I have some anecdotal evidence of my own. I'm sure you have some things.
I think debating is very inefficient. I feel like a grown up discussion.
Yeah, it's more efficient. You're right. It's more efficient for us to just agree everything blindly, implicitly. I'll just agree with you implicitly, Saul. Yes.
Just say yes to everything.
Yes, my friend.
Ah, my friend.
Ah, my friend. All right. So anyway.
Okay, so let's start off with a couple of quick bullet points of, I always mention efficiency is always, getting from point A to point B, the shortest, most quickest path that takes the least amount of resources. But in your eyes, what makes it so it isn't everything? What are other factors that you look out for?
There are things, I mean, as a fellow coworker of yours, I've seen your methodology, I've seen your madness, I've seen your insanity, and I feel like there's a lot of things that you do for efficiency's sake that make things way more complicated than is necessary.
You have to also understand a lot of the things that we do at work is because we have a task that we have to solve. And
we have a task that we have to solve, and the only way to solve it is to make a giant column, one singular column of fucking 45 million rows.
For the people that are not aware, because I haven't spoken about it before, I'm kind of like a data scientist, and we deal with a lot of data.
Yes, we're in the trafficking business as well.
Trafficking business. Trafficking of cars, that is.
Yes, sir.
I have methods to the madness of, looking at all this very complex data and putting it together to be able to tell the story. And that's kind of our job. So it takes a lot of efficient thinking to put that together, and sometimes it causes havoc, which is what Chris is referring to.
Right. I would say for a good, let's say 90% of the time, making things more efficient is absolutely a good thing. But there reaches a point where maximum efficiency, you don't need it. Like, for instance, with my show, I am Chris R.R. Bauso of the Wizard Scroll podcast, a very NSFW show. And a lot of swearing on there, which I'm trying to keep a clean mouth today. Anyway, my anecdotal evidence is with my show, the Wizard Scroll, I spend 3 weeks writing a script. I'll spend 4 days editing. I'll write it all. I'll record everything. I'll edit it together. I'll add my sound effects. I will meticulously go through the entire thing from front to back. And I want to make sure this whole thing, this whole operation is to my liking, is to my standards. I could make it more efficient, I could have ChatGPT write my scripts. I could have a vocal, what's it called? One of those Mr. Krabs and Squidward rapping kind of AI voice that mimics a voice and just says the words. I could do that. It would be more efficient. I could write 12 episodes in one day, and I could have them out. I could have an AI that edits everything on its own, and I could have a bot that posts on social media, but then that takes me out of it.
And that's good.
The whole point of my show is I'm creating something that I want to make. So why am I going to not make it?
I think it truly depends what you want to focus on. You have to understand, like for me, my efficient mindset, the resource I want to save is time, right? I'd rather spend more time coming up with content than over here editing and dealing with all the little nuances that make me not want to do it.
Right. But the editing is where my show really shines. I feel like you can agree.
Yeah, your show specifically with your stuff. Yeah, the editing is brilliant.
On our what was it? Live from Wendy's Wizard Hang, we had like a lot of the edit, like it sounded pretty rough when we got it in because we were in a crowded restaurant. There was a lot of babies crying in the background. There was a lot of voices. There was a lot of background. And so what I did is
how's the weather out there?
Exactly. And we had to censor out some things. And a lot of editing, a lot of thought has to go into that to make a product that you want to actually present to the world. You know, I know you're sitting there like you have the entire operation out of your phone. And I mean, that's really commendable. Mm-hmm. That's really cool that you can do that. My entire
YouTube, my entire podcast, everything I try to do it on my phone. It just makes it way simpler and way faster to do all my editing and put out the content that I want to put out.
The content that you want to put out. The content that I want to put out, it involves a lot more thought. It involves a lot more. I have my system that I enjoy, that I have down to a science. I'm not gonna... What was that site? You showed me some site for your YouTube channel and your podcast and everything. You were like, oh, well, this is everything is mixed into one. I have all my notes here. I have all my files. I have everything on this one.
Notion. Yeah.
So, like, why would I bother learning a new software, a new way of doing my show, when I have my notepad, I have my Reaper, I have my microphone, I have everything set up on my computer, I have my system.
I will just say it's always good to try new things and find something new that's going to help. Like, for example, when I used to do YouTube videos back in the day, I used to use Windows Movie Maker. And it doesn't let you. It doesn't let you do too much.
Listen
to the example here. It has so many limitations. You know, it's very basic, but you can get something done out of it if you spend a lot of time, back and forth fighting it, right? And then I figured out Sony Vegas, and eventually DaVinci Resolve, and it's literally so much time spent editing and doing all these things. Where I can download an app on my phone, and I use I forget the name of it, but it's one of the editing apps that I do my videos in, and I just very quickly put all my videos there together, edit it, and super quick on my phone, instantly export it and publish it right to YouTube. It makes it way simpler. So it's all about learning what tools are available, what you can find, and what, for me, for example, can save me the most time. For you, efficiency is all about getting you the most quality. So sacrifice the stuff to get you the most quality.
Absolutely. Like my point A to point B, there's a lot of in between. There's a lot that goes into my show. Whether it's a wizard hang or a wizard scroll or a wizard roll or whatever. A mind meld, perhaps.
Mind meld.
Like, there's a lot that goes into it, and I'm very proud of what I do. I'm very proud of the content that I make, and I'm very happy to be here with my good friend, with my rival, my enemy.
Efficient Saul.
Efficient Saul, yeah. So, yeah, I would say, it's all about having the right tools in your toolbox and making sure that you have a system that works for you. It's not all about being the most efficient you possibly can. Hey, you know what? If I'm in Reaper, I'm editing, I learn a new little keyboard shortcut that saves me some time. That's awesome. I'm going to take that every day of the week.
Yeah, using the shortcuts when you're dealing with those massive, what do you call the layers in Reaper, whatever, when you have new tracks. They're tracks.
They're just called tracks.
I've seen Mr. Wizard Scrolls here Reaper files while he's working. He's got like 20 tracks going on at once with like random ass sound effects everywhere. For me, for example, I don't put those effects. I have intro, outro, and like a midtro already made.
Yeah, you got that.
Exactly. So what I do is I record his audio separately. I record mine, and then I just put them both together.
Hit him with that.
Put the intro, outro, all on my phone. I use GarageBand on my iPhone. And I just right there hit export, saves to my Google Drive on my phone. And then from there, I just go right into, I use Spotify for podcasters. And it used to be called Anchor, right?
Anchor. That's where I got my start.
Yeah. It switched. And now all I do is I just drop it in there, give it a title thing, and bam, it goes out everywhere. And that saves me so much time because I can do it all on my phone, wherever, whenever. And for the microphone, I use like one of these little wireless microphones that goes attached to my phone. When I used to do Audacity and I used to do all the audio stuff back in the day on my computer, it's like I have the Yeti, I have the whole setup and everything, but there's so much stuff to it, so much fine tuning that it just eats up too much time. And for me, I really care about that time.
Yeah, you know what? I think you have, you know what the thing is? That's why we're on a round earth, you know? I can be standing somewhere, you could be standing somewhere else. We have different perspectives, but we're both right.
Because the earth is flat.
We have a... It would be more of
the most efficient
shape is just flat.
It's just a singular line, a point in the universe.
One singular line, point A to point B, and you want to shorten that line as much as possible to get the most efficient outcome.
Exactly, that's the definition of my show.
You know what? I think you're turning me over to your side, Saul.
Exactly, I'm telling you, you have to come see the light at the end of the tunnel, my boy.
Okay, maybe it's time we pivot to a different anecdote.
A different topic. Okay, anecdote. I see you leading the show here. So what's next?
So I feel what do you want to talk about next? Podcast stuff. I feel like we have our own methodologies that we both enjoy. Okay, let's talk about cooking, right?
Cooking, okay.
The most efficient thing to get the nourishment in your body, right? You get a can of beans, you open it, you just eat it with a fork. That is efficient.
I think the best thing is going to the vending machine and getting Kit Kats. That's the best.
A Kit Kat bar, yeah. That ultra processed. Yeah, you just eat a can of beans and a Kit Kat bar. You just eat that. You got an efficient meal right there.
That's all you need.
Obviously, you're not going to eat a can of beans without, like, cooking it, putting some rice on it at least.
No.
Like, you got to cook your food before you eat it.
I'm good. Rice and beans.
I know, Saul, you're a big fan of meal prepping and having your chicken out and, like, your beef. Your 3-pound Angus 1 patty burger.
That's the best way to do it.
You gotta cook the food before you can eat it, and that takes some efficiency away, but it increases. It's all about the delayed gratification, you see?
The most efficient way is to eat it live and raw. That's the most efficient way. You take cooking right out of the question.
Like the antelopes in the Sahara.
Exactly. That's how we do it.
A cheetah comes in like...
But no, in reality, for cooking, I got a couple of different methodologies that I do for when I cook. Because I primarily cook and I cook a lot. I like to make sure that I already have the stuff out there and I keep my recipes as simple as possible. Less ingredients, always better.
Right.
The less cleaning, the better too. So
absolutely.
I like wearing 100%. Gloves so I don't have to wash my hands as hard. Same thing when I work on the car. Like I work on my project car and I always just wear gloves and a full-on outfit so I don't get dirty and I don't have to spend hours scrubbing it off my body like I used to. So just little things like that. But yeah, for cooking, is that just keeping the ingredients simple, focusing more on not necessarily efficientizing the cooking process, but more so the ingredient selection and what it is I truly want to put in my body. So,
right.
For example, the best burger for me, and Chris doesn't like this, but what I like to do is I go to Walmart and they sell like these little grass-fed 1 pound ground beef packets, right? I get like the 97, so like 93.7, so like very lean. I take that, I cook the whole thing into 2 half-pound patties, toast a nice brioche bun, and I can see your mouth watering already. But I go ahead and just put it between those buns, put it on my plate, and that right there is gourmet, Gordon Ramsay level meal. The most efficient meal. Ramsay. It's literally 1 pound of grass-fed beef. Some of the most intense protein, healthiest, well, not healthiest, but they're healthier fats than usual.
Well, if you want a more efficient meal, Saul, what I would recommend...
Stick your head out the window and suck on air.
Just skip the part where you cook the food. Just get that raw Angus beef and you just schlonk it back raw. That's the most efficient meal on the internet, right there.
I'm not eating raw.
You don't need to cook it. And you know what? It's more efficient. If you make a mess, don't clean it.
That's true.
It's more efficient to just ignore it and move on with your day. There's a big mess in your kitchen. You got 12 dishes lined up. If point A is the kitchen, point B is like my room, and there's dishes in the way that I got to clean, you know what? The fastest way to get from point A to point B
is a straight line.
I'm gonna skip that. I'm gonna skip all my.
Yeah, and this always goes back to me. Like what I value most is time. I really should start valuing or figuring out what it is I value as different things than just time. But almost everything I do is time related.
You know, so I have another deficiency. You have another deficiency. Deficiency. I have found a flaw in your character.
Oh, what's my character's flaw?
Mr. Efficient Saul. So you say. Let me tell you, you are a fan of of creating your own car. You work on your car quite a lot. You're a very big proponent of your custom built Miata with its bucket seats and its 3D printed dashboard and its Raspberry Pi and all that.
Yes.
But what you seem to have forgotten is that you can go to the car dealership and you can buy a car and you don't have to do anything to it and it works.
Really? I didn't know you could do that actually. Now I see your point of going to the dealership instead of, building a car from scratch, but what do you get out of that? What for me, I
get 4 wheels and a seat. I get to work. I come home. I'm good.
No, but for me, it's not about that. And it's not just about the car. For me, it's about learning. I like learning new things and I like saving my time. And I think the fastest way that I learn something new, which is more efficient for me because I'm learning something new quicker, is just to throw myself head on first. So I bought this project car, destroyed, and I literally had no experience with cars. I just researched it all and fully built it myself, fully built it from scratch. And I did that just to learn it, for the goal of learning. Now that I already know how to do almost everything on it, I don't really worry about it too much. I don't pay too much attention to it. But yeah, anyone can go buy a car, but what are you really learning? Do you know how an engine works? Do you know how to build the engine?
No.
Do you know all the ins and outs of the whole car? No. And you're not going to get that until you go to school for like mechanics or stuff like that. So really the fastest way to put it is just to put yourself in there and fully learn it there. So
I agree. The fastest way to learn how to do something is to do it.
Exactly.
You don't get good at something until you're bad at it for a very long time, which is very true of my show. Very true of the Wizard Scroll. Those first couple episodes are pretty rough. I was still using Audacity.
Oh my. What about the time you used what is it, Adobe Premiere or whatever?
Don't even get me started, Saul. I wanted to strangle you that night.
Well, I didn't do anything.
No, Saul, my friend, Mr. Efficient Saul here was like, hey, you don't want to use Audacity. You want to use Adobe Premiere Pro to edit your audio podcast. Editing software.
I never said to use it for your Adobe Premiere. I said to use it for videos. And you're like, oh, okay, let me edit my whole podcast episode on it.
I edited an episode. I believe that was Wizard Hang 11 or something. It was you, me, and one of your friends that I never met before, who you had on. And oh my goodness, what a nightmare that was. Learning a whole new software, learning a whole new methodology, only for the dang thing to not export, to crash every 5 minutes. It was like that night, I was in hell. I was in HE-double-EC right there. That was terrible. That was a terrible time. It was the most inefficient episode I had ever made.
All because you wanted to try something new.
Or for the sake of efficiency. This is what I went through.
What?
I went through heck and back, and it was a terrible time.
What about some of the things we experience at work that you think
I think, yeah. There's some good. I have some choice words about some of the things you've done the past couple days here.
Couple days.
That and more. I'm way further back. But so our efficiency, our journey to be the most efficient we can be has led us down the path of madness.
Madness, you say?
Saul here has driven me insane on many occasions. Some of it is just of his own volition.
Yeah.
Like, he just does it because he can't help it. He wants to make it as efficient as possible, and so, therefore, it has to be as complex as possible. That's the horseshoe theorem. The more simple you get, the more complex it becomes.
That's how it should be.
I can only imagine what a mechanic would say if he popped open the hood of your Miata and he looked at what was going on in there. He'd be like, what is going on?
I'm not touching that over a mile.
There's a hamster powering the thing. There's a hamster wheel. And there's like duct tape and Band-Aids just hold it together. You got cardboard. You got wires. You got it all.
It's more efficient to do it that way.
It runs.
It
runs. Barely, but it runs. no muffler. That thing's so loud. I would say, hey, are you compensating for something? But your car is the size of a Nike Air Monarch 4. It's the size of a shoe. Like Shaquille O'Neal's foot wouldn't fit in there, let alone the rest of his body. So I obviously can't say anything about that. But that thing's loud.
Yeah, but guess what? I have a nice little switch in the dashboard where I can switch it on, and then the exhaust closes off, the straight pipe closes off, and it goes to a muffler, so it quiets it down.
Right. So the exhaust closes off, and it feeds into your AC.
Yes.
And the
and then that's how I get my energy for work. Is
the most efficient.
Pure carbon monoxide.
There you go. It's more efficient to have one oxygen rather than
exactly.
two.
1 + 2 oxygen is 4.
What? This is the stuff. This is what I'm talking about. Mr. Saul here. He turns to me. He waves his hand like I'm motion activated, right? Because I got my headphones in most of the time. I can't hear nothing. Saul's like, he's waving his hand at me. I see in my peripheral. I turn to him and he's just like, hey, Chris, B is for baboosh. He just like comes up with random stuff on the spot. I'm just so confused. Hit him with that. Hit him with that. Hit him with that. Hit him with that.
Oh, man. So for people that are not aware, in our office, the way it works is there's a corner. It's called the Performance Measure Team Corner.
It's called the corner office.
The corner office, right? We have a whiteboard literally in the corner, but the whiteboard, we bent it in half. So it's on the corner. And on like probably 3 feet from the corner on each side, our desks are there. So I sit on the right, he sits on the left. I hope you guys are all picturing the corner 3-dimensionally in your brain stems.
I see it with my mind's eye.
Okay, nice. So he can't see me because he's always focused on his computer for some reason. And then he has a mirror on the top.
Yeah, I'm working. I got to do work. I'm looking at my computer. Of course.
He has a mirror on the top so he can see other people in the room. But it doesn't work for me because I'm on his side. So what I do is I take my left hand, I stick it out, and I just fucking wave it like I'm trying to turn the lights on. And then he pauses his music.
Motion activated.
He pauses his music because he's always listening to music. And as soon as he pauses it, I just go back to doing my own thing until he hits play again.
Then yeah. That's exactly it. That's right. That's all you do.
It's the most efficient way to be coworkers.
That's correct. Yeah, you just like distract me from my work. And then the boss comes in, the big baboosh himself comes in. He's like, yo, Chris, why aren't you doing your work? And I'm looking over at Saul. He's like got a smirk on his face. He's got RuneScape open in another tab, and he's wearing jeans and a t-shirt. And my boss is looking at me like I did something wrong.
You're the big babushka.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You know what I think it is? He likes you a lot because you are so efficient.
Yeah, because I'm the most efficient man on the internet.
That's correct. On the internet and otherwise.
I save the most time.
Offline too.
And in our field, the most time is the most money.
That's correct. Unless, of course, the client is paying for us to do something that takes a long time, in which case more time is better.
Exactly. So, Chris,
So which brings me back to my topic, efficiency isn't everything. If we finished this county report in 5 minutes, we wouldn't get paid as much.
Exactly.
And we would lose our budget.
But then you have to understand, efficiency is determined upon what it is that you value. Normally it's time, but for that specific task, since we have the client and dealing with that, and the goal is to make money out of that project, then it's not time, it's, getting money out of the project. So you have to take that into account.
Okay. You know what? I feel like we're at an impasse here. I feel like neither of us have convinced the other in any way.
Yeah, I don't think you will convince me that, but efficiency is the way. Efficiency is what you want to make of it. Chris, what do you value the most? What do you value?
I value...
Definitely not your time.
I value happiness.
Oh, happiness.
I value happiness. I value spending my time on the things that I want to do.
And what brings you that happiness? And what are those things you want to do?
What brings me that happiness is toiling away here at my desk, working on an episode of Wizard Scroll, and listening to it back like 12 times in a row because I just love the sound of my own voice so damn much.
Perfect.
And the only thing that brings me joy, the thing that brings me the most joy is listening to an episode of mine and having it be the best thing I've ever made.
Well, for me, what I value...
That's what brings me the most joy, the most satisfaction I could ever get.
And that's good.
That's why I'm still doing it. That's why I'm still here 3 years after the fact. Been at this for 3 years, Solomon.
Ah, my friend.
You have many, many different hobbies. You got this podcast. You got your YouTube channel. You've got your RuneScape. You've got so many different things. I feel like if you were to just hone all of your attention onto one singular thing, you would probably be like the best in the entire world at it in a few years, for sure.
Yes.
I feel like I'm up there with the podcast. I'm not gonna say I'm better than anybody, but I am. I'm better than a lot of people. You know, I'm better. I'm like, there's a lot of schmucks out there who get a blue snowball ice, and they start up Audacity. They don't know what they're doing. They record one episode. They put it out. It gets 5 views, and then they quit.
Yeah.
That's not me.
You gotta have the determination.
I did that. I got the blue snowball ice. I recorded an episode. It got 5 views. I kept going.
Exactly.
You know, because I had 16 episodes written, and I'm by George, I'm gonna do them all.
That's how it all should be. Now that's really good that you found exactly what it is that you value. And you mentioned me on all my hobbies and all my interests and stuff, and that's something that I'm actively working on. I'm trying to close off different chapters in my head so I can allocate all my energy to what I truly value, which I'm still trying to figure out. What I do value is learning, just always learning, and more time so I can learn and do other things. But I also got to figure out exactly what it is I value and I like. So for now, I'm just trying to clear my head from all my hobbies and stuff, and it takes time because I got to close different things. I got to get stuff done, and then I'll be able to allocate my time. So that's something I'm working on now to figure out more what it is that I truly want to efficientize and focus on.
All right. Well, ladies and germs, I hope that you all had a nice, efficient chat with us here. I hope you have gleaned some sort of nugget of wisdom from either of us. Let us know in the comments whose philosophy on efficiency is the better one.
No, I think efficiency.
Mr. Efficiency for efficiency's sake, or myself, Mr. Christopher R.R. Bauzo the 14th.
Otherwise known as Mr. Inefficient.
I'm not inefficient. I wouldn't say I'm inefficient. I would say I'm the efficient level of efficient. I would say that. I'm like,
I think you've reached almost peak maximum efficiency because you're focused on your happiness. All that would take you to the next level is just quitting your job and focusing full on your thing.
Oh my God, right? Hell yeah. Imagine like I come in one day in shorts and like a Hawaiian shirt and I'm like, hey, baboosh, I'm out.
Oh, man.
What do you think? The look on his face, he would get so mad.
Yeah, I agree.
If I just walked out one day, I'm like, hey, I'm giving you my 2 minutes notice.
2 minutes notice.
It's the most efficient way to quit your job.
It's probably most efficient for you. I'll say that. But yeah.
All right. I think we can call it here. This is a very nice little fireside chat here, Mr. Efficiency Saul. Hello. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for not convincing me, and we'll go.
Thank you for not convincing me either, but I feel like we had a nice chat. I feel like we have our own differing views, and we can meet in the middle, and we can respect one another's philosophies on life.
Sounds good. Well, we'll go ahead, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Welcome to Wizard Hang, one and all. I am here with my friend, Efficient Saul. You know what? I think your show, for what it is, it's really nice. It's a nice little, while you're doing something else, you listen to Efficient Saul. In the true Efficient Saul manner, you do multiple things at the same time.
Exactly.
Your brain's not really focused on anything in particular, but it's really nice to have.
Yeah, it's just background music.
I remember I was grocery shopping. I was listening to your episode, what's his name, Nameless 4.
Are you Nameless 5?
With Nadesh and the other guy and Alan. And you guys had a nice little chat.
Yes, it was a great chat, very productive. Talking about YouTube and creating channels and doing all that stuff as efficiently as possible.
Why don't you introduce yourself to the ladies and folks at home?
My name is Solomon. I am the owner, co-host, CEO, and CIO of the Efficient Saul podcast that you can find anywhere.
Are you the PTOE of Efficient Saul as well?
Yeah, PTOE as well. So I run Efficient Saul. As well as I got a YouTube channel called Purple Tick, which I do car videos and really random meme videos that...
Hello, my name is Purple Tick.
Yes, that Chris over here, R Bauzo, has done the internal development of some of those ideas for those. So
roll a clip.
Hello, fellow bucks. It is I, Purple Tick, here with another countdown for you. Today we are counting down the top 10 areas in my house. Number 10, the basement, where I keep my gaming gear. Number 9, my attic, where a homeless man sometimes sleeps.
That was a good clip, huh?
That was
Saul?
a beautiful clip. Made me laugh so hard. You know? You gotta hit it up. Hit it up. Hit it up.
Hit him with that. Hit him with that. Hit him with that.
Oh, man.
Just fucking two
Big
idiots just
babushka.
fucking making noises. That's how it all began, you know?
So yeah, that's what created the podcast, mine and all the ones in the universe, and it works. And
Yep.
from then on, it has, I haven't been too active recently. I've been focused on other things, efficientizing my life, so then I could, share more stories about it and help others more. But in the meantime, I've just been kind of, dealing with my hobbies, some of my personal stuff, and I have Chris over here, making memes and trolling and bullying me and gaslighting me every day at work. If you want to speak a little bit about that.
Saul, don't you start that. If anyone's the troll, the bully, the gaslighter, I think you got to take a look in the mirror, Mr. Efficient Solomon. Because let me tell you how this man fucking tortures me at work at a daily basis. He's like, he sits there, he starts waving his hand at me like I'm a fucking dog. He's like, hey, come on, boy. Come on, fix. Come on, boy, fix it. I broke something. Fix it real quick. Come on, boy. Come on, fix.
Because your name is Fixtifer.
Fixtifer, they call me at work because I fix every fucking buddy's mistakes.
Oh, man. Fix. Come on, fix. So.
Come on, fix.
That's how we all use Chris for that. I mean, we refer to him as that. He does a good job with that. He doesn't like, when we tell him to fix stuff. He feels that we all break stuff too much, which I don't understand, especially me.
Do.
I don't know why he blames me so much for breaking stuff.
I don't know. It is kind of just your personality. It's your whole thing.
Hold up. Can I get a strawberry frosty, please?
Oh, why? Of course.
Can I get?
Yes, my friend. You may have one.
Can I get 4 pounds of frosty and 2 pounds of lettuce?
Can I get 3 liters of popcorn?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Can I get? Let me get 2 pounds of ground Angus beef just on a bun.
Yeah, that's my favorite meal.
Uncooked. Just give me that raw fucking meat down my gullet. That's the most efficient meal right there.
Exactly. That's always the most efficient meal. The most efficient meal on the internet.
So you may or may not have heard I was recently featured on your show, Mr. Solomon.
Yes, you were, my boy.
In fact, we just finished that conversation in which we talked about what efficiency means to each of us and how we get there and why it might not be everything.
Yes.
Which you disagree with vehemently. And, I came in, I had some good points, you had some good points, and we got nowhere.
Yeah, we got absolutely nowhere, but at least we discussed our points. You got to hit it with that.
Hit him with that.
So at least we were able to discuss them and get to the conclusion that, I'm right. So that was really good to hear.
And I'm left.
Yeah, I'm right, you're left. Exactly.
That's why they call me the left brain. Saul is my right half of my brain, because he's the analytical guy. He's the guy, if there's a problem, he'll find a way to fix it.
I can fix
whatever it takes. If it takes fucking 8,000 columns of nonsense and binary and fucking bullshit, he'll do it. And then he'll be like, hey, Chris, check this out. You're not going to like this, but this is what I figured out. And then I'll just come in, be like, Saul, let me just hit him with that. And I'll just do it. I'll do exactly what he had set out to do with all this other shit. I'll be like, hey, you do know, like, you can just set a filter here instead. And he'll just look at me like, what?
Yeah, because I'm thinking of ways to solve the problem that no one else can solve. I see every problem as unsolvable by all but myself.
No, I see your solutions as more problems.
Really?
Personally. I see it that way because, like, there's some things where you kind of get it halfway there, but at the expense of something else. Like, you'll fix it, you'll fix it and then it'll break again. Like, something else will break. Like, let's say you like, using your car as an example, not saying anything about your mechanic abilities, because I don't even know what an engine is, all right? But... like, let's say, all right, yeah, my right door kind of fell off. So let me just hinge that back on. You're the kind of guy, it would like, you would put the door back on, but in a way that would like remove 3 of the wheels and the radio would only play AM.
But guess what? It would still result in the problem being solved, meaning the door being back on.
By causing several more problems.
No, not always, Chris. You have to understand a lot of these.
I will say there are sometimes, definitely, where I would later, that's why they call me Fixtifer, right? Because I would take Saul's solution to the problem that causes more problems, and I will put my own little spin on it, which solves all of the problems.
Really? You think so?
You gotta get the ball rolling, and I'm like the mighty Sisyphus, right?
Sisyphus.
And you're the boulder. Okay. I gotta roll that boulder up the mountain, and then you're just like, hey, Chris, check this out. And just roll back down.
Oh my. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, my boy, as long as you're coming up with solutions to actually solve this.
I mean, the solutions that you come up with, it's shit that no other man on this earth would possibly think of. For sure, 100%. You're a really smart guy, Saul. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna say stuff that's not true.
Yeah, well.
But also, let me say, you're very intelligent, you're very smart, you know your stuff. But then, when it comes to finding a solution, your immediate thought is to just, how do I make this the most fucking convoluted solution possible, without thinking of the simple shit first?
You have to understand, I treat a problem as okay, I'm giving this task for a reason. I'm giving it because someone couldn't figure it out. That's why I see the problem. Right. That's why I'm okay, I gotta go from the perspective of okay, they've already tried these things. They've already tried the basic stuff. And it's even if I do try them sometimes, it just will not work. So I find the best next solution I can do to figure it out.
Right. So that's why when you had that date column and you're like, hey, Chris, how come it's skipping from February 28th to March 1st? What's the deal? And you were like, I'm trying to get February 29th to show up and it won't. And I'm like, Saul, it's fucking, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that type of stuff really upsets me.
That's the kind of stuff, you see the entire picture, you see the entire thing in layers.
Yes.
Right? You got wrinkles in your brain on your wrinkles.
Yes, my brain is extremely wrinkly.
However, I'm able to see, I've got the eye for detail, I would say. There are small things, obvious things that you just kind of overlook. And that's where I come in, that's why we're the left half and the right half. You're the analytical, you're the science guy. You're really good at what you do, but you need me to balance you out. And I would say I'm the same way. I'm a creative. I like to think laterally. I have some intelligence too. I'm not going to say I'm dumb, but neither of us are dumb. We're both very smart.
I think a good analogy is break the fur and fix the fur.
That's correct. Yeah, fix the fur. I am fix the fur. You are break the fur. I mean, in order for creation, there first must be destruction. I believe the Grand Master Lord Beerus once said.
No, Master Oogway said that.
Master Oogway as well, yeah. My student, you have broken much things. Get Fixtifer in here. He shall fix them.
Yeah, hopefully, we keep breaking stuff at work.
Breaking my fucking balls, more like
breaking your brain, Mr. Sus. But
there's a few times I feel like we've had to collaborate on things in the past. We made it work in the end. At the end of the day, we got it to work. But there's one thing in particular I'm recalling that I believe you might as well, where the two of us just completely fucking lost our minds in that corner office of ours, where we were just screaming at each other. You were working on the data, I was working on this on the front end, and then we would switch. And I'm looking at what you did to the data, and I'm like, Saul, what the fuck is all of this? Why are there 85 steps in the DAX? Why is the data like this? What is this? And then you're sitting there undoing all the shit I did on the front end. Chris, come on, we need this slicer here, this slicer there. We got to have all this shit all over the place.
It's got to be this color. It's got to be there.
And then, at the end of the day, we did have a pretty good end result. But to get there was just I fucking lost 3 years of my life that day.
Which project was this?
The fucking DDI Smart Work Zone tool. That fucking true traffic bullshit where we both wanted to strangle each other. And I believe you actually did you took a mental health day that week.
Yeah, I took a day off.
I would have too, but I didn't have any PTO.
We pretty much have this project that we get a bunch of data coming in, though. We got guys in the field driving it, and we get the data from GPS every second or whatever. There's a GPS dot, and we got to figure out how to convert all of that into like a whole interactive dashboard where like each one is a run, and our boss is like, oh, but can you do this? But can you do that? But can you do this? And every single ask is such a simple ask in his vision. But for us, it's like, it's like we're pushed down the mountain and we got to climb up with like more luggage and more weight on our backs.
You want to play a game?
Exactly.
It's called Jenga.
Yes, sir. But yeah, I mean, if that's pretty.
But we do. I feel like you and I, Saul, we make a great pair.
Yes, sir. At work.
Our company would be very remiss if either of us decided to leave.
Yes.
I mean, oh my God, imagine fucking Baboosh.
I wouldn't have anyone there to fix my mistakes.
Exactly. I wouldn't have anyone there to cause my mistakes. I remember that week that you went on vacation to Peru. Oh my God, it was so quiet. Nobody fucked with me. I was just doing my thing. Nothing broke.
Nothing broke, really?
When I go on vacation, I come home, I come back to a fucking mess every time. I could leave. I remember there was this one time, I literally left the office for 5 minutes to go to the bathroom. I came back, Saul's sitting there, the fucking computer's on fire. He's like, hey, Chris, check this out. Check out what I did. You're not going to like it.
You have to, and I feel also that, dude, I feel like I honestly don't like to just go and fix stuff. I just like to do what I can and then just leave it be.
You just do what you can, solve the one problem, cause 12 more for me to fix. Like, hey, Baboosh, I fixed it. You know that meme of Homer Simpson where he looks skinny from the front and then you turn around and it's just fucking flabs of fat.
Oh my God, no.
Just like sticking out of his back.
Is it the one with like the hairpins holding the fat back?
Yes, it's my hairpins holding his fat.
Yeah, I've seen it. That's everything that we build. I'm the one that just like puts the hairpins in the back, and then Chris comes and does the fat removal surgery and like clamps up all the skin together. All I know is that I get it to a point where it's deliverable and functions. Right, Chris?
Yeah, I found a picture. I'm gonna send it to you right now.
Let me see real quick. I'm opening it up.
I mean, it's basically exactly what I said. It's just Homer standing there. He looks really skinny. Marge walks in. She's like, "Oh, homie, you're so skinny. What happened?" "Oh yeah, I've been hitting the gym." Meanwhile, the camera pans behind Homer. He's got a fucking chip clip on the back of his neck, holding his fat there, and he's got just a fucking like a hair tie just holding all of his fat behind him. He's got a lump on the back.
Yeah, I mean it
looks like
that. Everything we build looks like that. But then guess what?
Yeah, everything we build, there's like, it looks real nice on the front, looks real clean, looks real mean. On the back, it's a fucking nightmare.
I do some things where I go back and I fix stuff. Like, for example, just now we had a mess that actually Chris caused. He was the breakthrough in the situation. He had 1 million tabs. Like, imagine 1 million tabs linked to this one thing. And I went in there and I minimalized it. I got rid of every tab. I made it all into just 4, and it works flawlessly.
I wouldn't say that. You did that. You minimalized it. You did a decent job. However, you did cause a few, I wouldn't say problems. You didn't break anything per se, but you gave me a bit of an inconvenience for sure, and I had to sweep up after you for sure. You're like, hey Saul, I mean, like, I'm gonna leave this vinegar and this baking soda out. Just don't mix them, please. You're gonna make a mess. No, it's fine, Chris. Check this out. And then you just hit him with that. Hit him with that. Hit him with that. Hit him with that.
You gotta hit him with that.
It is I, Mr. Solomon.
Hit him with that.
Hit him with that.
Hit him with that.
All right, my boy.